Let me ask you something honest. You have $500 sitting in your account right now, not saved up, not extra, just there, for maybe 3 days before it disappears into rent, groceries, a car payment, or something you'll forget you even bought. And somewhere in the back of your mind, you already know what's about to happen to it. It's going to get spent, not because you're irresponsible, not because you don't care about your future, but because $500 feels small when life is expensive. And the idea of investing feels like something people do after they've already figured everything out. Here's what nobody told you, that $500. It's not a $500 decision. It's a $567,000 decision. And I'm going to show you exactly how month by month, year by year, starting right now. You're 25, maybe 27, maybe 31. The point is you're not rich yet, but you're not broke either. You're in that middle zone where every dollar already has a name before it hits your account. $500 a month is $6,000 a year. Now here's what $6,000 looks like in America. It's less than what the average American spends eating out every year. It's less than 12 months of the average car payment. It's roughly what most households spend on entertainment annually. I'm not saying those things are wrong. I'm saying $500 a month is not some mythical number. It's real. It exists inside a real budget. And the only question is, does it become invested capital or consumed lifestyle? That's it. That's the whole game. Because here's the thing about money that nobody teaches you in school. Not investing is also a decision. And that decision has a cost. You just never see the bill. The cost doesn't show up on a statement. It doesn't send you a notification. It builds silently in the gap between what you will have and what you could have had. And by the time most people see that gap clearly, it's too late to fully close it. So let's say you decide, not because you have a perfect plan, not because you understand every financial term, but because you finally understand with real clarity that waiting is not neutral. Waiting has a price tag. You set up an automatic transfer. $250 goes into a Roth IRA on the 1st of the month. $250 goes into a brokerage account on the 15th. You don't have to understand every detail of why yet. The structure is running. The habit has a skeleton, and that skeleton will do work that your motivation alone never could, because motivation is a feeling. Feelings change. Automation is a system. Systems don't negotiate. Month 3 arrives. You check the account. It shows $1,600, and honestly, you feel nothing. No excitement, no dramatic transformation. Just a number on a screen that looks almost exactly like what you put in. This is the part where 80% of people quietly stop, not because they're lazy, because the human brain is wired to respond to visible progress. And in the early years of investing, the progress is practically invisible. But here's what's actually happening inside that boring account. The $1,600 that didn't get spent is working. The $500 you would have spent on that weekend trip. Gone. Zero. Nothing left but the memory. The difference between those two outcomes won't be visible for years. That's the entire challenge and the entire opportunity. Year 1. The account holds $6,400. The dollar's market returned roughly 7%, close to the historical average of the S&P 500 adjusted for inflation. A few $100 added on top of what you put in, not impressive looking. But something quietly massive happened this year. You changed your relationship with $500 before you started. $500 felt essential, already claimed, already gone. Now it doesn't feel like deprivation. It feels like infrastructure. Your lifestyle adjusted around the new number, and you barely felt the adjustment, that shift in mindset. Worth more than the $6,400 in the account. The account can be rebuilt if something goes wrong. The habit of living below your income cannot be bought. It has to be built. Year 3 account balance, $21,000. Here's where something clicks. This no longer feels like a savings account. It feels like a second income you haven't fully met yet. Each dollar you put in during year 1 is compounding inside this $21,000. Year 2 contributions are compounding. Year 3 contributions are compounding. Every layer of money is growing at a different rate because each layer has been in the market a different amount of time. That's what compound interest actually looks like from the inside. Not a chart, not a projection. A real account growing faster than the rate at which you're adding to it. Year 5, account balance, $42,000. You contributed $30,000 of your own money. The market contributed $12,000 produced by consistency and time. Not a second job, not a side hustle, not a single extra hour of your life. Just the discipline to not touch what you started. Year 10, account balance, $104,000. Just crossed 6 figures. And something shifts psychologically that's hard to put into words. Below $100K, it feels like a savings account. Above $100K, it starts to feel like a system. A system running independently of your daily decisions. Here's the number that matters most at this stage. Your account is now generating roughly $7,000 per year in returns. Your annual contribution is $6,000. The dollars account is officially producing more in a year than you're putting in. The crossover point has arrived. From here forward, you're no longer the primary engine of growth. The compounding is year 15. $200,000 contributed $90,000. The market added $110,000. Your dollars money more than doubled through returns alone. Year 20. $312,000 you contributed $120,000 the dollars account added $192,000 in dollars an average year now. The account generates over $21,000 in returns. That's more than many Americans earn in 6 months of work, produced by a balance sitting in an index fund, compounding quietly, requiring no maintenance, attracting no attention. Year 30. $567,000 put in $180,000 of your own money across 30 years. The market returned $387,000 on top of it. For every dollar you invested, the market gave back $215. That's dollars, not an advertisement. That's arithmetic, applied to historical average returns, across a long enough timeline that compounding had room to run. You're 55 years old now. And when people ask why you seem unbothered by the things that stress everyone else out financially, you don't have a slick answer. You just say, I have a foundation. They nod, they don't fully follow, you remember being them. Right now, somewhere in this country, a 25-year-old is staring at their bank account. They have $500 that hasn't been spent yet. It arrived this week. It doesn't have a name yet. And in the next few hours or days, they're going to decide what it becomes. They don't know they're not making a $500 decision. They're making a $567,000 decision. The math doesn't care how ready you feel. The compounding doesn't require your confidence. It only requires one thing, your consistency. Set up the transfer. Automate it. Start before you feel ready, because the 30 years will pass regardless. The only question is, what's in the account when they do? If this hit different, subscribe.